Hello, everyone in Geeks of Doom's Land. My name is Athena, and today we're going to talk about the mid season finale of Zoey's Extraordinary Playlist called Zoey's Extraordinary Reckoning. It is the 6th episode of the 2nd season. So we had like a moment of like, at the end of the last episode. Simon just called out SparkPoint for not only the glitch in the computer programming that wouldn't recognize faces of color, but saying in front of all of the press that it is indicative of a bigger problem in that SparkPoint higher ups do not recognize people of color. And that is how last week's episode ended. And I walked into this episode like, oh my gosh, what's going to happen? How is Zoey going to handle it? How is Simon feeling? What impact is that going to have on the rest of the cast? The rest of the characters, sorry. Is it going to be like a microcosm of what's happening in the world right now? And all of these things were like a big giant yes. So I think this was the best episode of the season. Season 1 was extraordinary, and season 2 hasn't been as great as season 1, but this episode belongs up there with any of the season 1 episodes. So the episode was written by Zora Bikangaga. The director is Anya Adams. And the choreographer was Luthor Brown along with Mandy Moore. And so they brought Black director, Black writer, Black choreographer to make sure that this episode was handled with perspective, with the correct perspective. And I just, like, Zoey walked around, and she's always awkward, but like as awkward as could be, and not, until the end, not really understanding how to help. And then you had other characters like try to act like white saviors. So it was just like a wonderful medley of just like racism that does happen in big companies, and then how Black people really feel. I don't even know how I'm going to say this the right way, but like how Black people feel every day in a workplace and what they have to deal with in the workplace. And then how their white coworkers around them, some can really empathize and understand, but some will make it about them or try to prove that they are very with it and that they understand. And some people like Tobin just try to like joke it away, even though it hurts him as well. So I guess let's get into it. Zoey asks Simon what she could do, how she can help, and Simon is just like, I can't take care of you right now. I don't know. She's like, oh, I know. I'll have a town hall, and I have to listen. You said I have to listen, so let's have a town hall and let's get everybody together. And he was like, eh. So you get to the town hall, and while there are, other ethnicities, not just white people in the company, it seemed like there were only 4 Black people on the 4th floor. So the town hall started out with just, white people sharing, and Leaf was going overboard trying to show how, progressive he was. And then another person was like, oh, I have a Black stepfather, although they divorced, so I guess not. And, and then another girl was like, I feel for the plight, but look, I just got engaged. Yay. And then at that moment, all the non-black people froze. And Simon and the other three black people started doing a song, and it was Black Man in a White World. Very catchy song, by the way, by Michael Kiwanuka. And the way he moved through the crowd was, he was like dancing metaphorically like a black man moving through a white world. And it was, obviously only Zoey could see it. I was kind of amazed at how frozen everyone was. I don't know if they were really like that or if that was like a camera trickery, because at one point I tried to see if someone was blinking, but they didn't. And he just, he had this horrible look on his face while everyone was talking. And then he gets up and he dances this song about trying to move through a white world. And then when the song's over, Zoe's like, Simon, would you like to say something? He's just like, nah. And then, Tobin gets the thing and he's just like, racism sucks, man. Like, just trying to make a joke. So then it moves sort of to Tobin, because someone, Max comes to get some advice from the fourth floor for a glitch that he has in his program for the Maximo restaurant. They got the investment from Danny Michael Davis, and they're all doing it and they're all palling away, and Tobin jokingly gets called Slumdog by somebody, and then he makes a joke about Slumdog Millionaire about himself, and Zoe immediately is like when she heard it, she was just like, and I was just like, and we were all just like that, except Tobin, and everybody seemed fine until he starts singing Tracks of My Tears by Smokey Robinson and the Miracles. That shows how he really feels about it. And like Zoe, and like I have been begging for the last 2 episodes for more Leaf and Tobin, and I got mostly Tobin, but boy, did I get Tobin. He, she puts him in the office and he jokes around a bit, and he's like, can I go now? He's like, I don't want to say anything. And he like stops and he turns around and he's like, I just don't want to make waves. Like, I don't want to, I'm sorry Simon is by himself, but I just don't want to, this is how I get through. This is how I get along. And it was so sad and deep of Tobin to like reveal that. And again, Zoe's like, I don't know what to do. Then Daddy Michael Davis tells her that the board says that they want Simon to retract the statement, and they want Zoe, well, he wants Zoe to tell him. And she goes to Mo and is like, how do I do this? And Mo is just fed up. And she's like, are you really asking your black friend how to talk to your other black friend? And starts singing Mary J. Blige's No More Drama, which I was so happy. Like, she hit those notes. So good. So good. I love Alex Newell. But then, like, just because she's Mo and she's so honest, Zoe's like, is there something you want to tell me? And she just tells her. She's just like, no, I don't want no more drama. I don't want any part of this. Figure it out yourself. So she goes and tells him, and might say how that goes over. And Simon is in a dilemma because he's like, maybe I should keep my head down. And he's talking to Mo about this, and Mo is just like, I don't know. I don't know what to do. And then finally, Simon tells Zoe, I'm going to quit. And she's like, okay. And he's like, that's it? And she's like, I can't tell you how to feel. I support you, whatever you want. I support you in whatever you want. And walks in. But then the hero comes through. I don't know if you can tell that I just absolutely loved everything about this episode. But I guess Tobin had a change of heart, and he does what he does, and he like made an online statement. It went viral. He was excited because some girl slid into his DMs, but it backed Simon, and like just as he was about to quit, although he really wasn't, because he already saw the tweets and all the comments. Zoey and Tobin go running into the office, and Danny Michael Davis does a little comedy about how he's going to be the hero, and they're like, no, sit down. But in the end, he's really like, okay, this is a problem, and I'm gonna stand up to the board. And now, look, people from Spark Point all over the country and the world feel the same way, and they start, showing the tweets and of I don't know if they're tweets, but like, about how somebody got profiled at their own desk by a security guard, and examples like that. And John Clarence Stewart said he started talking about this episode way back, not way back, but around the time of George Floyd, and how he really, felt like it was something that could be addressed in the story. And he started working with the writers and the creators to bring this about, and for them to like end on this, it ends with Danny Michael Davis like vowing to, he brings them to the board, and they just show the board the reactions from all the employees in the world, and like that something has to change. Now, just because you say something has to change doesn't mean it's gonna change, but that is a starting point. And I guess when we come back on March 28th, it's not a fast process. This obviously, this is not a fast issue. It's an ongoing issue, and they're going to have to really put in the work. By the end, Zoey was like, okay, I understand, and I'm so happy that everybody's happy and everything. But she was really, really awkward and very, very white during this whole episode. And I might have been too, because of my white privilege. But at the end, the cast has a little party. Not the cast, but like everybody has a party. And so it's like a group song of Tightrope by Janelle Monáe, just to celebrate this little, victory in the grand scheme of things. So I did recap a lot. I don't really have criticism, like negative criticism about this episode. It was like awkward in the right spots. Zoey and the other white characters were awkward in exactly the way they were supposed to be. And John Clarence Stewart was a star in this, just like taking the lead and making his feelings known, and letting Zoey and everyone know how it feels to be a black man. Like, even when she says, oh, I just see Simon, he's like, no, I'm a black man. If you just see Simon, you're taking away a big fundamental part of me. And of course, the Tobin part was just lovely. And even when Leaf was trying to apologize to him and he was going overboard, he was like, bro, he's like, you're my bro, but you got to stop overcompensating, because it's even worse. I hope that you guys like this episode as much as I did. I will have criticisms of other episodes, of course, but for this one, I just can't. It was wonderful. You should watch it again and again. Like and subscribe to Geeks of Doom, and I'll see you soon.